while Hosea 11:1-7 focuses on the past, present, and immediate future of Israel. Verse 8 marks a shift as God turns to the distant future. In words of love, God recommitted himself to Israel in verse 8. He would not allow his people to be destroyed like Admah and Zeboim, neighboring cities of Sodom and Gomorrah, after immediate judgment via the Assyrians. He would give Israel another opportunity to be restored in relationship with him. God protected the prophets and good people in the midst of his presence. He even does to this day. It just takes relying on him. Notes previously was talking about the people in Israel in the midst that God protected, like David, the major prophets, and how they were rewarded. The reason for his decision was found in verse 8 and 9. The Father's heart was broken at the thought of Israel's destruction. He was moved by compassion. We're created after his image, thinking from mother and father and just regretful decisions. Hopefully we move on and have some light in our hearts, right? God is the instiller of that light. God is the Holy One, as merciful as he is just. Yes, the people would be exiled, but one day a portion of their descendants would return to the Lord. He would roar like a lion to call them back to himself. I thought it was really cool looking at the character of a lion in nature, as well as a little bit of traits, noble and of courage. They sustain the ecosystem. They attack the weak and prey, perhaps with disease, ridding them, keeping it healthy. There's a lot of things that lions actually target in their prey because they're smart. And I thought that was really cool. Look it up for yourself. AI helps a lot sometimes. Like the blessing of children, growing closer and closer in relationship. So from father to son, and being moved by compassion and just being able to gradually, instilled with disciplines and growing in our abilities and learning from our parents the inheritance that we receive, not only physically but traits. Hosea 11:11 describes the repentant Israel as trembling like doves, running to the peace of love. I mean, the peace that he gives in the heart when we endure troubles to this day, and how his presence comes upon us and just fills us. We need the church, fellas. I'm very thankful that I have him when times get rough. His word guides me through. The good word from the pastor teaches and enlightens, and the people of the church help in the unity and building of faith. It's nice to have the support systems provided. When they approach God after their exile, this attitude of humility and patience was much like the prodigal son in Luke 15, when he humbly returned to our Heavenly Father. No matter how long we've been gone or how far we've wandered, we will receive the same loving welcome. So the prodigal son, when he left, got his inheritance and he squandered it. But when he returned, his father still loved him with open arms. Mercy and love, with the privilege of our parents, is unmatched to the Father in heaven. Like the scripture that says how much more he will give in those moments, repaying good for good. and evil for good, that scripture is pretty amazing, because God can give so much more than those who only give half-heartedly. He's all in it for us. Why do we sometimes let shame keep us from returning to God? I'll keep that scripture in the comments too, or description. How can Hosea 11 and Luke 15 help us to overcome the tendencies? No, overcome that tendency. Well, past discretion and unforgiveness and pride can cloud view. The influences and the lack of finding a connection to the shame that Jesus endured himself upon persecution, the fact that he can relate to pretty much every level of what we're going through. It's kind of cool to have an interpreter that knows how we feel and that loves us through it all. Knowing the relationship from parent to child and realizing that the Father is all the more and gives abundantly